Parklife started life as a one-day festival at Platfields Park, which is the south of the city of Manchester. And that was born out of a smaller student festival called Mad Ferret. And what we've seen in the last 5 years is pretty incredible growth. The first year was 15,000 people as a one-day event, and this year here at Heaton Park we've got 2 days of 70,000 people per day. And you know, the appetite for Parklife seems incredible really. The event sold out 2 months ago. We've got a real commitment with working with local suppliers. You know, we're a Manchester-based organisation, and we try and use local freelancers, local suppliers where possible, and it's been great along the period of running Parklife that we've stuck by I'd say 90% of the suppliers. So DBN Lighting and Ordal on the production side, Collins on the power side, whereas we've changed some of the suppliers to deal with the expansion. So Serious Structures now do most of our staging on site. We've added a G stage, G2 this year, which is a great feature, and we've been working with Jumbo to do our custom built temple stage, which has certainly captured the audience's imagination. CW Plant, a new supplier this year. You know, we do have loyalty to a lot of suppliers, but Plant was an area which we wanted to review. I must say, you know, they've delivered the absolute goods. Most of the machines are new, nearly new, certainly no older than 12 months old, and everything has been absolutely spot on. And then when we needed an extra couple of buckets for moving wood chip round for the inevitable rain, they delivered the last minute. Very good service.
Well, it's the second year that we've been working on this site, and we do 3 main stages, which is the 22 metre, a 16 metre and a 12 metre, as well as 4 tent stages, which are large tent stages, for this fantastic event that is so popular and has so many people come to it. It's gone extremely smoothly, working with ground control. We've been involved in over obviously a period of months to ensure that the look of the stage, which was spectacular, was everything that John and John Drake needed for his show. I think John came up with the idea of trying to make his stages unique, and I think this is a desire of a large number of event producers to make their shows iconic. We try and come up with, and we are working on several cost-effective solutions where one can use fairly standard components in a different, more interesting way to create shapes that are more appealing and more individual to the show, as opposed to just a standard roof in a standard location. Keeping the audience excited and intrigued by things that can go on at different parts of the entire stage front, rather than just the performance space that they're used to.
Our involvement came about because we've done quite a lot of work with Ear to the Ground before, and they called us and said they had a bit of a challenge for us. So Ben Johnston, the site manager, sent over some renders that had been done by a designer for the project. The designs were all put together by Paul Atkinson, who has a theatrical background, and we really liked what we saw. So there are 6 20-foot containers and 1 45-foot container, and then the rest of the structure is built out of layer scaffolding and then clad with steel sheets that have been designed and cut to actually look like containers. So when we were asked to look at the project, they asked us to put together a package that would include using the structure over 3 years. So we sourced the containers locally in Manchester to keep it more cost effective and painted them there, and it's been designed so all the cladding from the structure, all the specialist pieces that have been made, actually get stored within the containers and will be stored here in Manchester back at the container yard.
My name's Rashad Hossein Ali, the MD of Ticket Arena. This is by far the biggest festivals that we've done, with 70,000 people a day. We've covered all the bus access from the city centre and Fallowfields, where we scan all the tickets there, and we cover all the after parties, where there's 32 after parties across the weekend in 32 different venues. Plus, we don't just do the tickets, we do all the guest list as well, is admitted through iPads and a printing solution, which then gets scanned on the door. All the guests as well get e-tickets in advance, but last minute additions, they can come up to the box office, and if we can find them on an iPad and a little receipt printer, and we just print them and they get scanned in straight away. But the benefit of the system is it's a full multi-gate access solution, so running 3 gates completely synced together, and every single device has its own database. The benefit of every single device having its own database means that it's got redundancy, so if the networks on site do go down, the tickets will always scan and will check against the latest time that it was online. So if it went down a minute ago, then it will check all the data until a minute ago.
At this festival, DNG are providing the entire technical stage, local crew. In addition, we have been helping with the site crew, which is the setup of the infrastructure on the site.
In total, on site, at the moment we've probably got 30 guys split between the stages. We've got a floating crew, we've obviously got a few stage managers, logistics manager, Martin, and Mark, as he said, who heads up the crew, make sure everybody's in the right place.
You know, Parklife represents the coming together of the larger event community, certainly within Manchester, that tend to end up on the same gigs every year. As a strong team, these relationships of friendliness develop over the years, so Parklife for us is also quite a social event where we tend to see everybody at the same event rather than we're all on our separate jobs, on our separate tours, going our separate ways.
Yeah, Watermills events have been working with ground control for the last 2-3 years here at Parklife. Working with the customer really successfully and growing with them. As they grow, we grow with them. We come in 3 weeks prior to the event to take some samples from the mains infrastructure, because this particular site has a ring main up on the main field event. And then what we do is we take some samples and take them off to the laboratory for testing, because obviously the water quality is the most important thing here. Drinking water stations for the festival goers, that would be for the concessions to make sure that we can support those with drinking water. And also up at the top for the VIP areas, so we make sure they're all got safe, clean drinking water.
What we want to do is make sure that the festival always feels fresh, because we do have these, repeat attendees. So we'll certainly be changing a few things. It's a real team effort. We'll be taking feedback from all parties, see what worked, see what didn't work, and then put in place, hopefully some operational improvements as well as some, changes for the better for the customers too.